Zippity-doo-dah, zippity day, my oh my, it's a wonderful day. It's Wednesday too, at that matter. The 11th day of August, 2021. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wednesday. It's Winning Wednesday. You like that name? Winning Wednesday? You have to come up with something. What's up for grabs today for you folks ready to email in your entries? Not one, not two, not three, but four. Count them, 4 day passes, tickets to the Grant County Fair. The Grant County Fair is coming up August 17th through the 21st. And I got 4 tickets, and it'll get you in. You can use them any day that you want. You can use 2 one day and 2 the other. You can use 1 one day and 3 the other. You can use all 4 on the single day. It doesn't matter to me. I got 4 individual day passes to the Grant County Fair. Again, it's August 17th through the 21st at the fairgrounds in Moses Lake. Winner at ncwlife.com is the email address. Winner at ncwlife.com. It's email only. That's how it works. And you know the rules by now. First of all, it's 1 entry per email address. So if you have more than 1 email address, you can enter more than once. You just can't enter over and over and over and over again on the same email address. And yes, we keep track of these things. Item 2, you need to remember, employees of local telecommunications and Solian Broadcasting and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Tucker. And rule number 3, if you don't enter, you can't win the contest. All right? You want to go to the Grant County Fair any day on August 17th through the 21st, and you can go on us. Everything else is extra. This gets you in the gate. This gets you in the door, and then you're on your own after that. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. We'll do the drawing shortly after 10 o'clock this morning, and I will notify the winner via email. 4 tickets to the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. You can use them any day, the 17th through the 21st of this month. Get ready for the heat. It's already 72 degrees. We're going to be pretty close to a record high temperature today. Probably going to break the high temperature tomorrow and again on Friday and possibly even Saturday. The record high on this date, August 11th, 104 degrees. We set that back in 1971. And we're going to be right around there today. High pressure is going to build right back up, and here we go. And also, we're a little worried about some fires up to the north because it's going to get windy. We'll talk about that in detail here in just a couple minutes. We'll have the news. Both the local nines, the Mariners and the Apple Sox, lost heartbreaking baseball games last night. We'll give you the details on that. Plus, we'll talk Seahawks as they continue training camp at the VMAC, getting ready to take on the Raiders on Saturday night in exhibition football. Plus, we'll have the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti. And a couple of days ago, my producer Megan and I had a chance to go up to Leavenworth and visit the theater on Ski Hill, up at the very top of Ski Hill. It is their 25th anniversary, and they're doing The Sound of Music again. It is a spectacular venue, and we had a chance to talk to the 2 lead actors for The Sound of Music, and we had a good time doing it. And you'll enjoy that conversation in the back half of the program. It is 4 minutes after the hour. Let's begin our festivities. Courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless, we're off to look at the valley in north central Washington. Again, a few high clouds hanging around out there. Not going to last particularly long. We are going to see some increasing haze and smoke from area fires. The big thing we're really keeping an eye on is the winds are going to be picking up down the Okanagan Valley. It's going to funnel into the Waterville Plateau and out into the Columbia Basin. We're not going to see a lot of wind, we don't think at all here in the Wenatchee Valley, but we are expecting the hazy, smoky skies to return by this time tomorrow. Just a heads up on that. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Enjoy this nice, cool start to the day before the heat comes, and it is a-coming. The excessive heat warning begins at noon today. Camera number 2. It's the Omi Gardens camera looking up the Columbia River. The Baker Flats Industrial Area is to your right. Rocky Reach Dam right there. By the way, the Visitors Center, after a year and a half of being remodeled and renovated and updated, it pretty much hadn't changed since the dam opened for business in the early 1960s. The Discovery Center reopens in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to that. That'll be really cool. Really big new windows to see the fish and all kinds of interactive things the PUD's put together. Can't wait for that. We will be covering that, as you might imagine. And the mighty Columbia just doing its business. You can see it's a tad hazier up to the north. Canberra 3. Good morning. Oh, well, there's a little haze, a little smoke. I don't know. Is that, I'm going to say Blag, perhaps? That is Blag Mountain. Thank you, Megan. Looks like it's pointed to the northwest. I think if it was panned over to your left, we would be seeing Leavenworth. We're not seeing Leavenworth. We're seeing the Cascades. Gorgeous view there, and you can see some haze hanging around. Oh, and a bird. A little bit of haze hanging around there in the Cascades along the foothills, just above the Leavenworth area in Canberra number 4. It's the Lake Wenatchee area. Is that the Coles Corner camera? It is the Coles Corner camera, looking out over the Lake Wenatchee area. I hope the fishers, the folks catching the sockeye salmon in Lake Wenatchee are enjoying it. It's not every year they get to open that up. They count the fish at the dam in the Wenatchee River through the Tumwater, and they say there's enough. Then they let the folks go out and catch the fish that they don't need so much. I hope it's going well up there in beautiful Lake Wenatchee. All right, good stuff from Megan this morning. All right, the excessive heat watch. It starts at noon. Actually, it's an excessive heat warning. That's more dire than a watch. Starts at noon today. We're going to be warming up. We're going to peak out on Friday and Saturday with temperatures well into the hundreds. We have gotten used to that. We've had 8 days so far this summer of a afternoon high temperature of at least 100 and certainly warmer than that. It starts going in earnest today. So get ready for the heat, and it's going to be just plain hot. Now, the big thing we're worried about as this high pressure begins to build up is potentially dry and windy conditions up the Okanagan area. Of course, high pressure spins clockwise. It's going to grab some smoke and some haze from fires in British Columbia. And with the locally breezy winds coming from the north to the south, they're looking at a fire weather watch for the Okanagan and Methow Valley on Thursday. You see it there. And what's really going to happen, they think, is the winds are going to be picking up in intensity as the counterclock, as the winds, as the high pressure clockwise grabs that smoke, blows it right down into the Omak and Winthrop area. By the time it gets down to Wenatchee, the winds will be petered out, but it's going to funnel in some smoke and some haze. We're pretty concerned about that. And the winds could be pretty intense at times, not good for firefighters. They keep a very close eye on the weather forecast, and they know they're in for a few days of some pretty brutal conditions fighting the fires to the north of us, also to the south and east, and kind of all over the place, really. So heads up for you folks in the north. Could get a little dicey up there, especially on Thursday. Okay, as far as back down here in the Wenatchee Valley is concerned, from the National Weather Service, it looks something like this. Certainly in the triple digits. By the way, for the record, we hit 95 yesterday, so the warm-up continues. Sunday, 78, Monday, 83, yesterday, 95. Into the 100s we go. Again, the record high for the state, 104, set back in 1971. We're going to be close to it anyway. Just a little bit cooler tomorrow because it's going to be a little hazier tomorrow, and that's going to keep the temperature down by a degree or two. Not going to be the case on Friday and Saturday. Close, if not past, record high temperatures on those dates. Then we start cooling down a little bit on Sunday, and then significant change in the weather on Monday and Tuesday as we cool back down to actually normal temperatures. Again, no real wind in the Wenatchee Valley. We're expecting Waterville Plateau, Omak, Okanagan, Methow, Twisp, Mazama. You could get windy conditions as the winds channel down through those narrow valleys, and just it could get not fun. A combination of heat and wind is bad this time of the year. It's bad any time of the year, quite frankly. Wildfires have become just what we deal with now in the north central Washington area. 9 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Wednesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to chelinpud.org/save today.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
"72 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley, triple digits today, triple digits Thursday, Friday, Saturday, slightly cooler Sunday, and again, an excessive heat warning begins at noon today and lasts all the way to Saturday night. At 11 minutes after the hour, your headlines: home prices in the Wenatchee area continue to go way up. Active listings and sales continue to go way down. The latest report from Pacific Appraisal Associates shows the median sales price in July of $430,000. That's up 21% compared to last year when the price for a home was $355,000. Total sales compared to last year down 14%. 103 homes were sold in the month of July of this year. 120 were sold in the month of July of last year. There are also 140 pending sales. Active home listings took a big drop, 44%, with 50 listings last month compared to 89 in July of 2020. The good news is active listings were up 67% in July of this year compared to June of this year. The Wenatchee market consists of Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga, Arrondo, and Rock Island. Citing extreme fire dangers, Chelan County Commissioners have ordered the closure of Horse Lake Road in Wenatchee. The road obviously is a very popular access point for hikers in the Wenatchee foothills. The closure came after a resolution was passed by commissioners on Tuesday. Chelan County Fire Marshal Bob Plum says the fire danger level is extreme, and so they decided to close the Horse Lake Road area as a proactive measure. That $1 trillion infrastructure bill that passed on Tuesday morning, well, it includes about $5.2 million in grants for Pangbourne Memorial Airport, plus $4.5 million more for other airports in north central Washington. Also in the bill, more than $18 billion for road and bridge repairs in the state of Washington, and $4.5 billion to remove hazardous fuels and reduce the risk of wildfires. Senator Maria Cantwell says those figures are among a wealth of funding designations that will benefit Washington's economy and Washington's environment.
Many states in the United States need infrastructure investment, but I would put the state of Washington high on a list of states that desperately need infrastructure investment. We've been blessed with a growing economy and a big trade economy based on the Pacific Rim and the actions of the Pacific Rim. So we need to keep moving product, we need to keep moving services, and we need infrastructure investment to do so. Our legislation, I think, is a historic investment to rebuild our transportation infrastructure, including investments in things like mega projects, basically helping to eliminate our problems at grade crossings, improve our freight network, improve our environment by removing culverts, and helping Amtrak better serve the United States of America. This floor bill also makes other investments for bridge repair, for transit systems, for climate resiliency, and specifically for our airports.
Washington State's apple harvest is, expected to be bigger than last year, but below 2019's production. The Washington State Tree Fruit Association is forecasting that there will be just under 125 million 40-pound boxes of apples harvested in the state this year. That's up from 122 million boxes in 2020. In 2019, apple growers produced more than 134 million 40-pound boxes of apples. For the third straight year, Gala will be the state's top apple, followed by Red Delicious, Honey Crisp, and Granny Smith. Cosmic Crisp continues to grow in popularity, accounting for 3% of the state's harvest. That's a 114% increase over 2020. The Tree Fruit Association says weather and other factors could change its projections for this year. After being derailed by COVID-19, live theater has returned to Leavenworth. The ongoing production of The Sound of Music, Leavenworth Summer Theater presentation of that classic musical, continues each weekend through August 21st. I had a chance to go up to the Ski Hill Amphitheater along with my producer Megan, and we visited with two of the stars of The Sound of Music to talk about their opportunity to get back out on the stage.
Well, I auditioned for LST because it was one of the few places that was hiring post-COVID. And, you know, I grew up on The Sound of Music. Like, The Sound of Music was the first musical I ever saw. So Maria's kind of always been a dream role. So as soon as I heard about it, I was all, gotta jump on that. Gotta get it.
Gotta jump
right on it.
And I originally auditioned for LST in 2018 and have been doing it since, obviously not in 2020 when nobody did anything. And so I've been playing Captain Von Trapp since then, actually. This is my third time.
Yeah.
So, Maria, for those of you who are familiar with the musical, and you all should be, you kind of carry the brunt of the singing. Captain Von Trapp does some singing, but not nearly as much as you do.
No, not nearly as much. I have quite a few songs, yes.
So, is there an on-screen, on-stage chemistry between you two?
Oh,
or?
yeah. I think
One hopes.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope we're making people believe it. Yeah, whenever, like, you really got to work on the chemistry when it comes to on-stage love kind of stuff, and I think that we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, especially I think with Maria and Captain Von Trapp, in many ways, them coming together is sort of the emotional core. I mean, everyone loves the kids are cute.
So cute.
But I think their connection is really what drives them. At least the emotional side of the show.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
And of course, you mentioned you're dealing with kids.
Yes.
How's that working out so far?
So far, so good. We have 2 different kids cast, so we really have to deal with 14 kids as opposed to just the one group of 7.
But only 7 at a time.
Only 7 at a time. That is true. That is true. But we haven't lost any kids so far. We've kept all 7 of them.
They're all still there.
What were your impressions the first time you ever drove up Ski Hill Drive, parked, and walked up to this gorgeous amphitheater? You must have did what I did, which is
Yeah. I actually drove up here the first night that I was here because we had a costume fitting the day after we got here. So me and one of my roommates drove up here and just kind of walked around and looked at the scenery, and the mountains behind are just gorgeous. It's a great place to do a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically exactly the same. I was absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
Especially
it's
for Sound of
gorgeous.
Music. It can't be beat.
No.
And again, my complete interview will air in the back half of this program. And finally, this morning, a 10-year member of the Grant County PUD Board of Commissioners passed away from cancer. Dale Walker was 75 years old. He died Sunday after a long battle with lung cancer. He was first elected to the PUD's governing board in 2010. The agency praising Walker as a leader in his strive to extend fiber optic service throughout the county and in developing financial policy to pay down debt while keeping power rates low. Fellow commissioners must now appoint a new applicant to fill Walker's seat until his term expires next year. That's your headlines. At 18 minutes after the hour, the whole crew will be gathered together in the bullpen, gathering news, disseminating news, and cranking out the news. At 5, 6, and 10, and with the preview, the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, get ready for our 5th heat wave of the summer, which includes an excessive heat warning. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will have the latest on the Seahawks as they prepare for this weekend's preseason game against the Raiders, and more on the Mariners-Rangers series. That and all the day's news stories coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. You want to chime in? We'd love to hear from you. Facebook, email, telephone. Oh, hey, that reminds me. Thank you, viewers, for tuning me in on Pluots. I was complaining yesterday in this program I couldn't find any Pluots around town. It's the plum apricot hybrid that I just love, and they start getting harvested this time of the year. And I got a call from a viewer. I got an email from a viewer. I got another email from a viewer telling me where I could find my Pluots. I found my Pluots. My tummy is happy, so thank you for that. Anyway, get a hold of us. We'd love to hear from you. 19 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, the Mariners had nobody out, bases loaded, bottom of the 9th inning. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. Sports in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Yippee skippy, it's Collin Summer Sale. Look for our red tag on shorts, capris, ankle pants, tanks, tees, dresses, handbags, wallets, jewelry, sandals, etc. Savings up to 50% off on selected merchandise. Brands like Joseph Ribkoff, Frank Lyman, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, Cut, French Dressing, Tribal, Nellie Millie, Fly London, and soft sandals. Selected retired handbags from Brighton, Lotus, and Joseph Ribkoff. Come in soon for the best selection at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
21 minutes after the hour. If the Mariners don't make the playoffs this year, the events from last night, they're going to come back and think about how they let this one get away. The Mariners dropped the first game of their 3-game series at T-Mobile Park in 10 innings to the Rangers. The final was 5-4. Seattle trailed 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning when Mitch Haniger tied it, and then Kyle Seager put the Mariners on top.
A lift to left, carrying back. Is gone into the bullpen. Mitch Haniger has tied his career high, his 26th home run, leads off the 4th and ties this game at 1.
Well, he started him out with a curveball off the plate away that he got the call on, and this one finds the middle of the plate. And Mitch Haniger puts that good swing on it, stays through the curveball.
Slammed out to right and back-to-back jacks. Haniger and now Seager, his 25th. And the Mariners have taken the lead in the 4th.
The Rangers tied it up in the 5th inning. It remained tied. It was 2-2, so we go to the top of the 9th.
He gets Adolis Garcia, first pitch swinging. That ball's hammered deep out to center. It is gone! Garcia with a 9th inning home run has put the Rangers in front 3-2.
Okay, so 3-2. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The bases are loaded. Jake Fraley to the plate.
Bases loaded, walk. And Patton is really fighting it.
Bases loaded, walk. So now we're tied 3-3. Still nobody out. Still bases loaded. And the Mariners failed to plate another run. J.P. Crawford, Mitch Haniger struck out. Kyle Seager flew out. So the game goes to the 10th inning. And, well, here come the Rangers.
Here's a hard ground ball. That one through into right field. Base hit. Martin rounds 3rd. Here comes the throw. It's offline. Martin scores. And critically, Kiner Falefa goes to 2nd.
And I just think he'd rather see Peter swing at that.
This ball out into left field. That one's sinking quickly, and it's trapped out there by Fraley. Kiner Falefa scores. 2 runs are in, and the Rangers lead it 5-3.
To the bottom of the 10th, Seattle had a chance to pull it out. Here's what happened.
Laced into right field. Seager putting on the Jets. He's coming around. Kyle Seager scores standing. Ty France, his 3rd knock tonight. He brings the Mariners within a run. Snared. Ibanez takes the hit away and ends the game.
I really hate the shift, but it's part of baseball. Manager Scott Service obviously not happy with the Mariners' inability to cash in the bottom of the 9th.
Crazy game. Not a whole lot going on offensively for us, until we, put all kinds of pressure on them in the 9th inning, but, just didn't have enough to kind of finish it off. Garcia jumped on the pitch that Sewald was just trying to get ahead in the count with the slider, and it took him deep. And then, we do what we've done all year is to, continue to grind and put pressure. And thought we had some awesome at-bats to get into that position in the 9th inning. The game tied, the bases loaded, nobody out. We just, we got away from our plan a little bit, and we helped him out some. But, disappointing. I thought we had enough there to walk this one off. We've done it so many times this year. We just we didn't finish it off, and nothing we can do about it now other than try to learn from it and show up tomorrow and, try to get the W tomorrow.
They're going to try and get that W tomorrow, which is actually today. Seattle will send Tyler Anderson to the mound. The Rangers will go with Spencer Howard. First pitch on Root Sports at 7:10. Other American League West action to the scoreboard we go. The Angels split a doubleheader with the Blue Jays. They won the opener 6-3, but they dropped the nightcap 4-0 on a combined 3-hit shutout. Seattle lost more valuable ground in the wildcard race. Oakland edging Cleveland 4-3 in 10 innings. Jed Lowry, the hero, is RBI double in the 10th, and Houston was also a winner on Tuesday. They shut out the Rockies 5-0. The Apple Sox rallied with 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning. They tied the game in Yakima last night. Unfortunately, they still have to play the bottom of the inning, and the Pippins win in a walk-off. The final was 7-6. They were trailing 6-4 with 1 out in the 9th, and then the Apple Sox scored 2 unearned runs to tie the game, only to face that gut punch in the bottom of the inning, as we hear from the voice of the Apple Sox, our friend Stormin' Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox trailed by 2 runs entering the 9th inning, but rallied back to tie at 6-6 in the series opener against the Yakima Valley Pippins. But eventually, Yakima Valley would walk off the Apple Sox with a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 9th to pick up a series opening 7-6 win. Tyler Chipman was fantastic on the rubber for Wenatchee, as he had gone 4 1/3 scoreless before allowing 3 runners to reach base and 1 run to score in the bottom of the 9th. He struck out 9 and punched out 9 and then retired 13 hitters in a row against the Pippins, but was ultimately left with the hard luck loss. Garrett Cunning homered, Tino Bethencourt and A.J. Guerrero both had 2-hit nights, but the Apple Sox are left heading into tonight's game looking to tie the series back up. They'll do so at 6:35 as Cole Hatton toes the rubber. And with your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you. Joel Chipman, by the way, falls to 2-2 on the season with the loss to the West Coast League scoreboard. We go from yesterday. Jacob Stinson's walk-off RBI base hit in the 11th kept Cowlitz's playoff hopes alive. Bears knocking off the Bells 3-2. Nick Vought's RBI sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 10th helped Corvallis walk off with a 6-5 win over Bend. Caden Connor and Isaac Lovings each went deep for Ridgefield. The Raptors beat Walla Walla 15-3. The Sweets have now lost 12 straight league games. And Ian Lawson struck out 8 over 6 innings as he and 2 Portland relievers combined on a 3-hit shutout over Port Angeles, the final 7-0. So the standings, Ridgefield and Portland edge ahead of Bend and Cowlitz in the South's overall standings with 2 games left, trying to earn that second playoff spot. Corvallis is already in, and Wenatchee and Yakima Valley play again tonight at 6:35. That's the start time for Portland at Port Angeles, Bellingham at Cowlitz, and Ridgefield at Walla Walla. Corvallis and Bend will get underway 1 hour later. Seahawks, another day at training camp at the VMAC in Renton. Seattle's new offensive coordinator, you've heard of this guy, Shane Waldron. He says his new scheme is all about tempo. He says getting a chance to play against the Seahawks defense in practice every day provides a challenge that is constantly evolving.
Defenses are unbelievable. Even that, Ken Norton does such an unbelievable job. You see it out here at practice. There's not too many times you can really get away with the same thing twice out of practice without them. DB's doing an unbelievable job of whether it's pattern matching it. Bobby Wagner's out here recognizing runs. It's snap, at the drop of a hat. So it keeps me on my toes in practice. It's some great learning opportunities already with how hard they play and how quickly they pick up on things. So to me, that's a great transition to as the season goes on. What do we have next? What's ready for the next week? How do we keep it fresh? How do we keep it moving forward?
Wide receiver Tyler Lockett says the up-tempo style is like a hurry-up offense. The only difference is that they use the whole playbook.
It looks a lot like what we do in 2 minute from the past 6 years that I've been here, but now it's more efficient, in which there's a whole bunch of plays that Russ can choose from, to where it's not just 15 plays like we used to have or whatever. Now you might have 40, 50 plays that he could choose from. So you really have to be able to understand the offense and know every single play and understand signals and understand like the terminology and all that type of stuff, because it just goes beyond, hey, I just need to know 2 minute offense and that's it. You got to know the whole entire offense, because he can call whatever play that he wants to call from the line of scrimmage, because we got the words and all that type of stuff that goes within it. So that's why I said, yeah, it's very fast, but it's only going to be as fast as we are able to really pick up on it.
Lockett says the more they learn about why plays are called in Waldron's offense, the more it'll help them dictate plays.
We're all pros, so the biggest thing is just because we graduated college, a lot of us doesn't mean that we still not in school. You know, we sit here in meetings all the time and we got to learn 75, 80 plays going into games. But now for us, it's more so being able to learn the concepts, being able to really understand why we're running a lot of these plays, because once you're able to understand why, you're able to dictate what the defense is doing. You're able to understand why a lot of this has to do with communication, who has what, why do they have that, when are we going to do that, when are we going to call these type of plays. So the more and more that you're able to understand a defense, it really helps you out in being able to understand what we're actually doing on offense and the reason behind it.
The Seahawks and the Raiders, the very first preseason game of the year, Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Is it preseason or exhibition? I forgot what they call it. In any event, it doesn't count. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday, the 11th day of August, 31 minutes after the hour. Happy Mountain Day today. That's about the prettiest photo I could find. Isn't that cool with the elk and the mountains in the background? It's Mountain Day. Mountains, they're everywhere. There are 5 types of mountains, by the way. I did my research. You have folded mountains, volcanic mountains, fault block mountains, dome mountains, and plateau mountains. The Himalayas, probably the most famous mountain chain in the world, the highest certainly, that's folded mountains. They started forming 55 million years ago. That's when parts of the Earth's crust began to ran into each other and the pressure, and whoop, up comes the mountains. Of course, Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world at 29,028 feet. When Tenzing Norgay and Sir Edmund Hillary became the first people to make it all the way to the summit back in 1953, they were the first ones to actually measure it. Nobody really knew exactly how high Mount Everest was. The only way to figure it out back in 1953 was to measure as you go. Somebody had to get to the top, and they measured it, and they said, it's exactly 29,000 feet high, and Tenzing and Edmund said, nobody's going to believe that the tallest mountain in the world is exactly 29,000 feet high, so they fibbed. They added an extra 29 feet, and they came back down the mountain and said, it's 29,029 feet, and as it turns out, with scientific measurements later, they were pretty close. It's actually 29,028 feet. So their lie wasn't really a lie. To be technically called a mountain range, you must be at least 1,000 miles long. I did not know that. The highest mountain in the solar system is Olympus Mons, which is a mountain on Mars. It's 3 times the height of Mount Everest. That is tall. About 80% of all the fresh water on the planet starts from streams in the mountains. In fact, all of the world's rivers are fed using water from mountains sources. So no mountains, no water, no life. Happy National Mountain Day. Celebrated with a mountain that you love. We spent the weekend at Mount Rainier. Couldn't see it, but we're pretty sure it was there. 33 minutes after the hour. A lot of battles in today in history. Thought I'd whip them all out for you. 1,531 years ago, August 11th, 490. There it is. That's the Battle of Ada. The Goths, under Theodoric the Great and his ally, Alaric II, defeated the forces of Odoacer on the Ada River near Milan. I'm sure you're familiar with that, the Battle of Ada, 1,531 years ago today. 689 years ago today, during the Wars of the Scottish Independence, August 11, 1332. I think we have the only known photo of that as well. It was the Battle of Duplin Moor. That was the Scots under Dom Hall II. He was the Earl of Mar. They were routed by Edward Balliol. This was 689 years ago today in the Wars of Scottish Independence. This is the 548th anniversary of the Battle of Atluk-Bely. That's when Meheb, the conqueror of the Ottoman Empire, decisively defeated Uzun Hasan of Al-Koyalan back in 1473. There's going to be a test later on. I hope you're writing this down. And this is the 346th anniversary, August 11th, 1675, during the Franco-Dutch War. Yeah, the French and the Dutch were going at it back then. Forces of the Holy Roman Empire defeated the French in the Battle of Kanzerbroek. So the Battle of Ada, the Wars of the Scottish Independence, the Battle of Atluk-Bely, and the Battle of Kanzerbroek. A lot of battles. Is that what they did? Oh, it's August 11th. Better go do a battle. On an entirely different note, this is the 100th anniversary of this August 11th, 1921, 100 years ago today. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was vacationing with his family at their summer cottage on Campobello Island off the coast of Maine. 39-year-old Franklin D. Roosevelt, after a day of swimming and sailing, went home, didn't feel very well, got up the next day, August 11th, 1921, on a Sunday morning, found that he could barely get himself out of bed. FDR struggled to the bathroom. He shaved. He said, "I feel terrible." He went back to bed. He was shivering. He had a fever of 102 degrees by the end of the day. On August 11th, 1921, 100 years ago today, Franklin Delano Roosevelt would be paralyzed from the waist down from polio, and for the remaining 25 years of his life, he was confined to a wheelchair, and he was elected president 4 times. Word didn't get out of Roosevelt's illness for at least a couple of weeks, and he was not a national figure at that time, but he would be 100 years ago today. 49 years ago today, we're out of here. The Vietnam War, the very last ground troops, U.S. ground troops, the last ground combat unit leaves South Vietnam. August 11th, 1972, 49 years ago today. Vietnam is one of the wars, it is the only real war in this country's history where there's no real hard start date and no real hard ending date for the Americans. Anyway, the Vietnam War started before we got there, and it continued after we left. But we said we're out of here, August 11th, 1972. And August 11th, 1984, right before Ronald Reagan was due to do his traditional Saturday radio address from National Public Radio, he was doing the sound check, and here's what happened.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was just joking. It was the sound check. You do that. He was just joking. But the live feed went out over NPR because they were getting, they do the sound check over the network. It didn't air live. The White House asked the companies that caught the joke, CBS News and CNN, were both asked by the White House press office to keep the president's remarks in wraps. He was just joking. They agreed to, but it didn't take very long for the rumor to come out that Reagan made this joke. So it wasn't broadcast live, but a couple days later, people said, "Did you hear what Reagan did?" Anyway, if you're around then, you remember. 38 minutes after the hour, birthdays. Look at that guy, David Rice Atchison, born in the state in 1807. Died in 1886 at the age of 78. He may have been, for one day, the President of the United States of America. Inauguration Day in 1849 fell on a Sunday, March 4th. Zachary Taylor, the incoming president, refused to take the oath of office on a Sunday. He said, "I'm going to wait till Monday." But James K. Polk, the outgoing president, his term expired at 12 noon on Sunday, March 4th. Zachary Taylor said, "I'm not taking the oath of office until the next day at noon." Well, the outgoing vice president, who would have become president, had already left office the day before. David Rice Atchison was at the time, president pro tem of the Senate. And according to the Presidential Succession Act at that time, the Senate president pro tem was third in line. So it was president, vice president, president pro tem of the Senate. Well, we didn't have a president, at least sworn in. We didn't have a vice president sworn in. So it was claimed, it's been claimed by some of Atchison's friends and colleagues and historians that from 12 noon on March 4th, 1849 to 12 noon on March 5th, 1849, David Rice Atchison may have very well been the acting president of the United States. They even put it on his tombstone. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Anyway. Happy birthday to Woz, too. We want to wish Woz a happy 71st birthday, the American computer scientist and programmer, co-founded Apple Incorporated. He is 71 years old today. Left Apple in 1985, sold all of his stock. When Apple went public in 1980, Steve Wozniak offered $10 million of his own stock to the Apple employees. Steve Jobs did not. take that for what you want. 40 minutes after the hour. Don't forget, it is Winning Wednesday. Winning Wednesday. I got 4 passes to the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. It runs August 17th through the 21st. You want to go on us? I got 4 of them. You can use them any day you want. It's 1 day pass. You can use all 4 in 1 day. You can use 2 one day and 2 the next. Doesn't matter to me. It's entirely up to you. You want to go to the Grant County Fair? I got 4 passes. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. It's email only. You can enter, it's 1 entry per email address. So again, if you have more than 1 email address, you may enter more than once. You can't enter over and over and over and over and over again, though, on the same email address. That's a no-no. All right. Employees of Solium Broadcasting and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Uriah. And if you don't enter, you can't win. We'll do the drawing shortly after 10 o'clock this morning, and I'll notify the winner. An opinion from Mad Dog Magnotti, and a visit with the 2 lead characters in the Leavenworth Summer Theater production of The Sound of Music is coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
The 2021 Grant County Fair is happening August 17th through the 21st in Moses Lake. Check out the biggest ag-based fair in Washington State as kids show hundreds of animals. Or check out some of the more famous cuisine, such as Space Burgers or Block 40 ice cream. Friday night features country sensation Parmalee on the Brian Miller stage. Saturday, check out Grupo Control. Lots of music, food, animals, and of course, a huge carnival. Head to the website at gcfairgrounds.com. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I used to have a limited view of those people we refer to as illegal aliens, but then a family of these folks, an undocumented family, moved in next door, and I got to know them, sharing a beer in our driveways, being there to help the kids when their mom and dad were off at work, being invited to their parties. By being involved in their lives and somehow getting to know them, I completely changed my opinion. There was a family who came to America for the same reason many of our families, yours and mine, did. In the first place, to find a better life. Now, I know some of these illegal immigrants are a problem for us. And, you know, I'm not trying to excuse that, but let's be honest. Every immigrant group that has come to America has had its bad apples, and that doesn't negate that most of the rest are as good Americans as you and I. That's true. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710. Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We are here in the beautiful Bavarian village of Leavenworth, high above on Ski Hill Drive. This fantastic facility, theater outside, al fresco. All you need is a show, and of course it is The Sound of Music. The two leads, Maria and Captain Von Trapp, are joining us. Introduce yourselves to our television family, please.
Hi, I'm Adelaide. I play Maria.
And I'm Christopher, and I'm playing Captain Von Trapp.
And you two, when you're not doing this, which, by the way, sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
What's your day job?
Oh gosh, my day job. Well, I'm actually from Boise, Idaho.
Oh.
So I work at a coffee shop there, and then I also work at the box office part-time here when we don't have a show.
Christopher?
And I am a music director, a music teacher, and a private voice teacher in Seattle and Edmonds.
So how did you fall into I mean, you look like you're made for these roles. How did you fall into the role? I'll let you go first.
Well, I auditioned for LST because it was one of the few places that was hiring post-COVID. And, you know, I grew up on The Sound of Music. Like, The Sound of Music was the first musical I ever saw. So Maria's kind of always been a dream role. So as soon as I heard about it, I was all, gotta jump on that. Gotta get it.
Gotta jump
right on it.
And I originally auditioned for LST in 2018 and have been doing it since, obviously not in 2020 when nobody did anything. And so I've been playing Captain Von Trapp since then, actually. This is my third time.
Yeah.
So Maria, for those of you who are familiar with the musical, and you all should be, you kind of carry the brunt of the singing. Captain Von Trapp does some singing, but not nearly as much as you do.
No, not nearly as much. I have quite a few songs, yes.
So is there an on-screen, on-stage chemistry between you two?
Oh,
or?
yeah. I think
one hopes.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope we're making people believe it. Yeah, whenever, like, you really got to work on the chemistry when it comes to on-stage love kind of stuff, and I think that we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, especially I think with Maria and Captain Von Trapp, in many ways, them coming together is sort of the emotional core. I mean, everyone loves the kids are cute.
So cute.
But I think their connection is really what drives them. At least the emotional side of the show.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
And of course, you mentioned you're dealing with kids.
Yes.
How's that working out so far?
So far, so good. We have 2 different kids cast, so we really have to deal with 14 kids as opposed to just the one group of 7.
But only 7 at a time.
Only 7 at a time. That is true. That is true. But we haven't lost any kids so far. We've kept all 7 of them.
They're all still there.
They're all still there.
What were your impressions the first time you ever drove up Ski Hill Drive, parked, and walked up to this gorgeous amphitheater? You must have did what I did, which is...
Yeah. I actually drove up here the first night that I was here because we had a costume fitting the day after we got here. So me and one of my roommates drove up here and just kind of walked around and looked at the scenery, and the mountains behind are just gorgeous. It's a great place to do a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically exactly the same. I was absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
Especially for Sound of Music, it can't be beat.
No.
Yeah, I can't see a funny thing happen on the way to the Forum being performed here.
No.
It just doesn't work. Do you guys have this down? I mean, could you do this show in your sleep? Not that you will, but could you if called upon?
At this point, I think so. I think that we've been open since July 9th, so it's deep in there. I think I could do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's as the run goes on, things kind of settle in, or you find little things here and there to improve it just that little bit. So I think it's really in a good spot.
I think it's coming together for sure.
I think the vast majority of people are familiar with the movie The Sound of Music, which won the Oscar for Best Picture. Christopher Plummer. Ironically enough, you have the same first name as the late Christopher Plummer, who we just lost, along with Julie Andrews. When people say, okay, I'm going to sit here in this open theater, and am I basically going to see the movie be recreated, or what are the differences between the stage presentation of the musical and what they saw on film?
Yeah. I think that this production does a really good job of pulling things from the film that are beloved, but also pulling things from the stage version, because the stage version is different than the movie. I know that some of the songs we do at different parts during the show, and the movie does it at different parts too. I'd say that's the biggest difference, probably.
Edelweiss just the once at the end, which I often get asked about.
Yeah.
And then, but the script is much more similar to the original play rather than the movie, which I think is completely whole cloth.
Absolutely.
Or at least very, very close.
I know
to
Robert Wise, the director, did take some liberties from the original thing, but that's what you have to do when you're shooting a motion picture.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy your character? Because your character, I would say, grows and matures maybe a little bit. You're pure as the driven
really
snow.
am. Yeah, pretty much.
And you're the one who has to be won over.
Yes, I enjoy it very much. I think it's always interesting to play a historical figure. I mean, the character is not much based on a historical figure, but you always want to make sure that you're being respectful, and he was, by all accounts, an extremely impressive man.
Yeah.
So that is intimidating. You want to do your best, but at the same time, it's fun. It's good. And yeah, like you said, the arc is a part of the actor's craft. It's always exciting when you have a character that has a trajectory.
Yeah.
What are the challenges of doing The Sound of Music? And I mean, this is beautiful, but the stage itself, not a lot of square footage to get the stuff done. So a lot of stuff going on backstage that folks are never going to see as things get moved in and out.
Absolutely. Backstage is quite crazy. On stage, it looks very put together and ready to go, and backstage can be a little
just
nuts.
7 kids running around.
7 kids running around. Yeah, absolutely.
And I always, when I've done a lot of interviews with theater folk who I love, because they're always outgoing, they're easy to interview. But I've always said to the people behind the scenes, the lighting, the crew, set designer, sound technicians, they never get the love that they deserve, but you want to give them a little love right now?
Absolutely. They are so important. We would not be able to do this show without our orchestra, without our lighting crew, without our sound crew. They're great. Whenever doing outdoor theater, the weather can be very interesting, so a lot of times we'll be dealing with wind, so the mic crew will come backstage and fix mics on us. They're amazing. They work so hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You still get nervous? I mean, walk me through, say, 10 minutes before curtain, and this place is full, and it will be full.
Yeah.
You still get there? You get a little bit of butterflies?
Absolutely. Oh, I get butterflies every time before I go on stage.
Every night.
Yeah. Yep. I'm of the opinion that if you don't get nervous, you're not doing what you're supposed to do at that point. It's not really what you love anymore. So, I always get butterflies, and I wait until the very last second to put my costume on because it's darn hot. So that's what I'm doing in the last 10 minutes.
That's right. You're wearing heavy black clothes for most of the time. So.
Yeah, but I get nervous every time before I go on stage.
Same thing with Christopher. Same question.
To those velvet Bavarian jackets, which are just so breezy.
So
they just breathe.
Nice.
Yeah, no. But yeah, absolutely. I get nervous every time. Again, I think if you don't get nervous, it means you stop caring about your audience.
Yep.
And you need to rethink some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always.
The nerves don't last very long, though. They don't last after
once
you
you're
go
out,
on stage. Then it's there,
Or maybe once you hit the very first note and you nail it, then
and
you
you're
go,
like, I can
we're
still
good.
sing
this
good.
is working.
We're good to go. The Sound of Music, again, Leavenworth Summer Theater is one of the few venues that are even operating. There are some protocols. All you have to do is get a hold of the folks. They'll take care of you. As far as tickets are concerned, couple of heads up. This is one of the hottest tickets in town. There's no guarantee you're going to walk up and give them your money and walk in. Don't. Just get them in advance. It just makes it that much easier. The show plays for how long until you go back to Boise and you go back to...
2 more weekends. We close on August 21st, and it runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
And hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate. Going to be a little warm this weekend.
Warm.
But you're probably used to it by now.
Yes.
And the folks here at Leavenworth at the theater here, lots of water, refreshments. So keep you well hydrated. And don't forget, this is absolutely kids friendly. In fact, bring the kids.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Bring the kids. The kids will love it. Yeah.
There is an intermission, little break thing
there
in there.
Is. Yes.
There is.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
I don't know what else to add. Is there anything you want to add while I have you here? Because I had a great drive, and I don't want to go.
Right.
I got to go back to work if we wrap this up, and I don't want to do that. Anything else you want to add, Christopher?
I don't think. I mean, come see the show. It's a really, really fun show. It's really nice to be doing outdoor live theater again and bringing the arts back. It's really, really amazing.
Yeah. The show moves great, but it is 2.5 hours.
It is.
And these chairs are hard, but cushions are only $1.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
You go. And if you've ever wanted to know how do you solve a problem like Maria, show up.
Show up.
You'll
We'll
find
tell
out.
ya.
That's all there is to it. The cast of The Sound of Music up here in Leavenworth, does it get much better than that? Thanks for taking some time out and enjoying us. And enjoy your visit here in North Central Washington.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed it.
Our pleasure.
You're watching Wake Up on Antioch Valley. We'll be right back.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
This is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. And now there's even more to enjoy. A new bandstand hosts live music every Thursday night during the spring and summer. The oversized fire pit's a favorite gathering place in the fall and winter. Tipsy Canyon has become a year-round destination for wine lovers. And while things have changed, what remains the same is that at-home feel provided by Mark, Tammy, and Lexi Garland. Stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Okay, let's put a ribbon and a bow on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up on Antioch Valley. We've been talking about this since late last week. Here comes the heat, folks. An excessive heat warning. It starts today, goes all the way through Saturday night. We are in for yet another heat wave in a summer that's been full of heat waves. We're talking triple digits or pretty close to it today. Triple digits Thursday, warmer still Friday and Saturday. A little bit of a cool down come Sunday, so fire up the air conditioner and do all of your outdoor activities in the early morning hours or late in the afternoon, early evening hours once the sun goes down, but you still have enough light to get it done. And we're keeping a very close eye on the winds in association with this hot temperatures, because on Thursday, look at that yellow little globally thing up there in the Omak, Okanagan, Winthrop area. That's a fire weather watch for the Okanagan and Methow Valley. On Thursday, as this high-pressure ridge begins to move in off the Pacific coast, it spins around clockwise. It's going to grab a bunch of smoke from fires in British Columbia, and it's going to channel that smoke right down the valleys in the Methow Valley and the Omak Okanagan Valley, and that means not only hot conditions and smoky conditions, but windy conditions as well. The winds will come down pretty much close to the Waterville Plateau on Thursday. Then it's going to peter out. We're not looking at a lot of wind here in the Wenatchee Valley on Wednesday, and especially Thursday. It's going to be breezy, but not nearly as windy as to the north of us, but it's certainly going to increase the chances for us to get smoky and hazy conditions, because that's where the fire is, and when there's fire, there's smoke. So I'm told from the National Weather Service, close to 100 today. We're at 73 now, so here it goes, up the ladder, 100, 101. Our record high on this date is 104. We'll be close to it. Just a little bit cooler tomorrow, by a degree or two, because the smoke and the haze are going to filter out some of the sunshine. Still hot and hazy on Friday. Record high possible on Friday, and again on Saturday. Slightly cooler on Sunday. Again, a little breezy on Thursday and Friday as well. Summertime. What do you do? That's it for us. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.